Welcome back. I hope you had a good day yesterday, and I'm excited to continue learning about MainIdea with you today. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen so that we can move on. So give me just one second. Okay, so as a reminder, we're talking about MainIdea in nonfiction text. Our learning target for today is to use text features to determine the main idea of a nonfiction text. As a reminder, MainIdea is what the text is mostly about. The supporting details are the information that supports the main idea. This can be examples and details from the text. Our topic sentence we're going to look at, which is usually the first sentence of a paragraph, and it helps me figure out what an entire paragraph is going to be about. And then the concluding paragraph is the last paragraph or passage or reading. And more importantly, did you know that if you use the text features can actually help you find clues to the main idea. Good readers work smarter, not harder. So they do things like they look at the headings and subheadings. They read the captions, charts, and graphs. They read the topic sentence of the first paragraph, and then they read the conclusion. And then at the very end, they actually ask themselves, what do all of these features discuss or feature? So as a reminder, we're going to actually look at an article today, and we're going to follow these simple steps. So step one, I'm going to read the heading and the subheadings. The heading is usually the title or the very big and the largest bold blackface type, and sometimes it's in color. The second step I'm going to do is I'm going to find the captions, the charts, and the graphs, and I'm going to read all of those. My next step is to read the topic sentences and then the conclusions. And then the last step is I'm going to ask myself as a reader, what was this mostly about? What I've done is I found an article on 6thELA, and you can see the title of the article at the very top. And what I did was I took all of the article titles and all of the pictures and the captions, and I've put them on the next few slides so that we can go through that together. So up here, hotel workers send funny photos along with a lost dog toy, delighting thousands across the US is my title. I know that it's my title because it's at the top of the article and it's also in really dark bold print. So when I look at that title, I automatically start to think that this article is going to be about how a funny picture of a dog made lots of people happy. And if I look at the first picture from the article, I can, in fact, see that it is a picture of a dog wearing sunglasses, which looks like it's near a hotel pool. And if I look at the caption, the first caption says that Ruff is in sunglasses relaxing by the pool at the DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel in Richmond, Virginia. Hotel employees sent photos along with the lost toy to the family that left him behind in March. Well, so I know that if I look at the date, which is up here, which is in March, and then if I look at the caption down below, this must have recently happened here in Richmond, Virginia, which I think is kind of cool. And it looks like the dog is relaxing by the pool. If I look at my second image, Ruff is at work in the business center at the DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel in Richmond, Virginia. The photo was included in a package with the lost toy to the family that left him behind in March. Well, this caption actually tells me quite a bit about what the article is going to be about. It looks like this lost toy was used as some form of entertainment before they sent him home. The third and last picture is Juniper Kuykendall, 2 years old, was surprised to see Ruff's adventures after leaving him at a Richmond hotel. She holds Ruff at home in Fairfax County, Virginia. So a good reader is going to say, well, if she was visiting in Richmond, Virginia, and she's from Fairfax, she lives in Virginia, and she must have left the dog at the hotel, and then the hotel workers sent it to them. So if I ask myself all of these things, what do I think the main idea is going to be about? And I'm going to give you a few seconds so that you can kind of stop and think to yourself, what you think the main idea might be. If you're still not sure, that's okay, because what you can do is you could read the whole passage. And then after reading the whole passage, I can ask myself, what is this mostly about? What is the author, excuse me, what point is the author trying to make? So what I would like to do is at this time is to read the entire article. I think for myself, if I were to identify the main idea, I would say that there was a lost dog who had funny pictures taken of it before being sent back to the owner. So you can see on my screen that I have that the, excuse me, that I have the article is here at the very top. There were no subheadings or headings in this article, so I can't use them to help identify the main idea, but there were a lot of pictures and captions, and we did use those to help us come up with our first idea. So hotel workers send funny photos along with lost dog toy, delighting thousands across the US. Soft cries came from the back seat about halfway through Allison and Christopher Q. Kendall's road trip home to suburban Fairfax County, Virginia. Allison Q. Kendall heard her 2-year-old daughter's voice asking, "Ruff, ruff, ruff, ruff." She suddenly realized her toddler's favorite stuffed dog, Ruff Ruff, had been left behind at the DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel in the capital, Richmond, Virginia. The family had stayed there while attending a kids' soccer tournament with their 4 daughters in March. What happened next delighted about 80,000 strangers who were grateful to find something to smile about after Q Kendall posted about it on Facebook. With everything coronavirus 24/7, I thought people might enjoy hearing about the adventures of Ruff Ruff, she said. Q Kendall, age 39, said she felt terrible about forgetting her daughter Juniper's fuzzy comfort companion. She had wondered whether it might be too late to get the cuddly dog back. As soon as the family unloaded the car that night, she called the hotel. She was told to check in with the desk clerk the next morning. Everyone was relieved to learn that Ruff Ruff was in the lost and found. Ruff Ruff would be mailed to them in a day or two. That's when the fun began. 3 days later, a box arrived at the Q Kendall home addressed to Juniper, the toddler. Her older sisters gathered to help open it. Inside, nestled next to Ruff Ruff, they found a tin of chocolate chip cookies, a note, and 5 enlarged photos. The photos showed how Juniper's stuffed dog had spent his solo vacation at the DoubleTree. "Dear Juniper," the note read, "thanks for letting us borrow Ruff Ruff for a day. He was such a big help around the hotel. Don't worry, he didn't work too hard, and we gave him plenty of playtime. He missed you so much. Thanks again, and hope you and Ruff Ruff visit us again soon. Love, DoubleTree team." The hilarious photos were taken by front desk clerk Jesse Aguilera. They showed Juniper's pal hanging out of the hotel swimming pool, talking on the phone, using a computer, and sleeping in the middle of a king-size bed. Juniper couldn't stop laughing as she looked at the pictures, said Q Kendall. She runs a photography business. The love and care they put into doing this is incredible. A lot of times when kids lose their toys or stuffed animals at a hotel, they might never see them again. On March 12th, Q Kendall learned that her family would be spending all of their time at home to help reduce the spread of the novel coronavirus in their community. The next day, March 13th, she decided to write a post about the hotel's kind deed on Facebook. She included photos she had snapped of Juniper after she was reunited with her dog. "I wanted to do something to cheer people up, and it seems to have worked," she said. "People started sharing it almost immediately." Her daughter has taken Ruff Ruff with her everywhere since she took her first steps, she said. The floppy dog was a gift from a friend when Juniper spent 10 weeks in a newborn intensive care unit after she was born 10 weeks early. Although she has lots of stuffed animals, Ruff Ruff quickly became her favorite, Hugh Kendall said. She named him on her own when she was trying to figure out what dogs were all about. It was an adjustment for her to spend those few days without him. Sending Ruff Ruff on a mini vacation was the joint idea of Aguilera, hotel manager Kevin Schmidt, and Beth Ann Boone, the hotel's sales and marketing director. Boone and all but 3 hotel employees are now on furlough after a sharp drop in business over coronavirus fears. One of the friends I was working with came in one day and said, "Look what we found in one of the rooms," Boone, age 56, recalled. I said, "Oh my gosh, look at that cute dog. We should take pictures of him all over the hotel and send them to the child." She and her 2 coworkers then thought up different dog day scenarios to photograph. "It was such a lot of fun for us to do this," said Schmidt, age 29, who hopes to document the adventure of other lost stuffed bears, cats, dogs, and dolls at the hotel in the future. "It's nice to think that we helped make a little girl smile." I'm going to go back up to the 3 pictures, and I'm going to ask you to think to yourself, what do you think the main idea is mostly about? Or, excuse me, what is this article mostly about? Which will point to the main idea. Something that I want you to keep in mind is that not everyone will come to the same exact main idea sentence, and that's okay. But the most important thing is to identify what you think the author was trying to say about the topic. So if I had to identify the main idea for this article today, after reading the captions, looking at the pictures, reading the title and the heading, and then reading the full article, I would say that the best main idea is that hotel workers sent funny pictures to cheer up a little girl who left her stuffed animal at the hotel by mistake. We'll pick this idea up again tomorrow as we look at a second strategy to help identify the main idea. I hope you have a great afternoon, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.